the same emotion, the same power, the same strength, the same absolutely undisputable levels of lyricism. Number 20, Lowkey, 200 bars of pure, unadulterated power. I've not made a video in a while because I've been working, making money, and working on music as well. The latter you'll get to hear. I'm hoping for the end of the year I'm going to be releasing an EP. Don't know if I can call it that. It's going to be a collection of varied genres, collection of varied sounds. Summarize it real quick. Going to be some drum and bass, there's going to be some hip hop, there's going to be some stuff that I didn't even know what the hell it is. It just came to my mind, so I put it down. And there's going to be some of that. So that'll be coming out at the end of the year, which is why I've not been making videos. So that'll be on Spotify, Apple Music, all the popular music locations. It'll also be on SoundCloud and it'll also be on YouTube. Back to 200 bars of power. So Lowkey, no stranger to me, hopefully, since you've been following this channel, no stranger to you either. It's all real music, it's all proper music, it's all conscious music, it's all message, it's all power, and it's all relevant. Let's just get right into it without talking too much shit. Lowkey, 200 bars of power.
200 bars, SBTV, exclusive. Listen. Guess who's back from the land of the nomads, land of the scallywags, land of the toe rags, land where they don't Snapchat and they don't dab. We were fractured to fragments, it's so sad. Guess who's back from the land of the nomads, land of the scallywags, land of the toe rags.
This Lowkey, man. Straight fucking bars.
We were fractured to fragments, it's so sad. We were captured as chapters in notepads, where the have-lots rob from the don't haves, where the caps locks lost in a phone tap, emojis minus emotion and vocab. 7 years past, let me barge you for part 2. Never let them tell you what you can and you can't do. They don't know where you stand cause they aren't you. Love yourself to the core even when it's hard to cry no more. Shout and sing, violence to silence the loudest thing. They don't know about the power the Shaolin brings. Place a rock for a mountain that outlives.
Silence is the loudest thing.
We are out of sync and out of time by the sound of things. Arms long like Dowson is how to win. Best murder machine gets crowned the king. But what about the voices that can't be heard? Breast barons witch hunt like McCarthy purge. You're lying to yourself, the past seems worse. Cause I can get dark, more dark than a dark more. I can get dark like a dark night and dark more dark like dark 4 at 4:30 AM. So where you dummies getting dark for now?
One of the things that I absolutely love about Lowkey, and I've said it before and I'll say it again 100 times, he backs his conscious rap and is talking about real issues rap with fucking bars. He can string a bar together like no other, and I'll say that to anyone who wants to dispute that. Listen to this little section here again. Let's just go back to that a wee bit.
Cause I can get dark, more dark than a dark more. I can get dark like a dark night and dark more dark like dark 4 at 4:30 AM. So where you dummies getting dark for? Not shy to defend it, don't try to prevent this. A mind is tremendous as Einstein or Midas. I meant this, I rise from the trenches like Vikings. I'm fighting for my independence. My rhymes are relentless, like a right to your dentures. Your rhymes are as violent as fencing. My rhymes are offensive, as violent as Genghis through pride and resentment. Misers cry to lament this. How foul could your mouth be? How could you doubt me? That's random, like a row with a Mountie or an Alki driving his Audi to Saudi or Bush and Blair making rap albums about peace. You ready for the rumble, headed for a tumble. Definitely better any veteran among you. They should have told you if anybody loves you, a level of relevance you will never get above to. I murk it with ease, burn it indeed. Merge with the beat like the birds and the bees. They want food for thought, I will serve them a feast. Not commercial, believe that I nurture the niche. Much love to those doing reaction vids. Rap kids act big, but a tacticless. Better off practicing mad backflips with a bad slip disc and fractured wrists. Who mastered this? Know what the answer is. Who's got bars that carve to the heart of this? Regardless, I blame SP for starting this. What's fire in the brew to an arsonist? Guys don't make me rap, guys don't make me rap, guys don't make me rap. Might go crazy at what's fire in the brew to a pyromaniac. Please bro, he don't need no heat though. Was fire in the brew to the dragon Ricky Steamboat. 7 years out, never feared out. Any peers proud, whatever the weather, better clear out. You're a mere mouse, I'm here now to tear down what you care about. Mayor's clout can never compare now. Back worse than ever before. Rebel with a cause you could never ignore. If anyone thought I never did it with metaphors that were better than yours, I rendered the sentiments several with swords and dead on the floors. Let them have a bite, but that was bad advice if you fraternize. Know what man I like when I'm man a mic. About as bad as Bannon's like when he's banning guys. Had enough of savage lies getting sanitized. Asinine pantomimes got you paralyzed. Got a panoramic mind when I strategize. Agonize, analyze for a spat of rhyme. Merciless mystic birth as a misfit journalistic gift with the verb. But it's instinct they heard that I did this. Cursed as an infant but burst with a verse like the first in existence. Billionaires, they don't want Corbyn in, we nearly are there. Hit him with a 4-kick spin, they're silly and scared. Running on a forfeit ting. Hearing impaired thinking I'm a Nordic kid.
Just on that actually, billionaires don't want Corbyn, and obviously They don't. That's a given. They want, like, billionaires want to stay billionaires. They want to protect their money. Corbyn's not really going to be about that. Can't fault them too much for that. As much as I fucking hate on the Tories, billionaires want to stay billionaires. They want to protect their money, and the way that they're going to be doing that is going with the Tories.
We fought the cowards of corporate towers, trying to force them out the corridors of power, and the tastemakers were sort of sour. Vultures circle, leave the corpse devour. But I'm back now.
Thank fuck.
Let's keep going. Give me the next one. 50 down. $150 bars.
I hope this is going to be one of these ones where you get a little flavour of everything. Obviously, because it's 200 bars, so what I'm taking, since you split at 50, there's going to be 4 sections. I'm really, really hoping that it's going to be, you know, like, for example, section 1 was fucking bars. Section 2 is going to be a bit slower. I can tell by the BPM already it's going to be a little bit slower. I'm hoping that's going to mean that he's going to be able to get the message across in a more sincere way than, you know, just hammering it with bars like he did in the first section. The first section was absolutely fantastic. There was little bits where he was off. Again, trying to cram so many syllables into a bar, you know, there's only so many you can fit in before you start to run out of space. You're trying to get in so much in such little space, it's bound to happen. But yeah, this section I'm hoping it's going to be a bit more sincere. There's going to be a bit more realness in here than the first one.
For the redistribution of power. Exclusive. Listen. Power to those that read bell hooks, power to those that sell books, power to those who know how the inside of a cell looks, all those feeling helpless, forgotten or discarded, power to the strange fruit they thought was rotten in the garden, power to those sitting alone, seeking solace in the calmness.
Since it's a bit slower, he's able to speak a bit more clearly, and hopefully, I know a few people that I've tried to put onto Lowkey have said that I can't really understand what he's saying. These people all a lot American. I actually did a live stream one time where I was just making music and there was somebody who came on and didn't know about Lowkey, so I played, what did I play? I think I played Abomination for him, and he was like, I can't really understand what he's saying. In times like this where he slows it down, no doubt that'll make it easier for these people who, you know, struggle with the accent. It's great timing for that, because in these sections where he's slowing it down, as I said previously, I'm hoping he's going to bring more sincerity to this, more realness into this, and it's great that he's bringing that to it at the same time that these people who can't understand what he's saying when he's spitting bars can understand what he's saying. Just going to stop right there for a brief second just to say there's a heap of other videos similar to this one if you haven't watched me before. I'd appreciate if you go and check them out. If you like it, subscribe. If you don't, then don't. It's as simple as that.
Power to those feeling stained, know your tomorrow isn't tarnished. Power to those that sweep the streets with more knowledge than PhDs. Power to those that keep their keys, return as promised, please believe. Power to those that suffer in silence, those it hurts to hear. Power to those that hold their ground, power to those that persevere. Power to those that love humanity more than they love style. Power to immigrants, probably raising Donald Trump's child. Power to the blind, who can't imagine what sight is. Power to those staring at the moon and all those working night shifts. Power to the readers, the writers, the illiterate. Power to those that struggle to decolonize their syllabus. Power to the shy ones who always struggle to make friends on the half of humanity worth less than 8 men. Power to those that risk their life to dig the coltan from the ground for the mic I'm spitting on and the phone you're holding now. Power to those that built the stadium they're playing in. Power to those that mowed the grass and stitched the ball that they're playing in. Power to every rapper that doesn't rap about killing. Power to the builders who built buildings that outlived them. Power to the slaves of ancient Greece that didn't have the right to vote. Democracy dead like Gary Webb when they import it like it's cold. Power to those right to prison. Power to those writing home. Power to those writing poems. Power to those that died alone. Power to Curtis Mayfield. Power to Ronald Isley. Power to the fishermen that were forced into piracy. Power to every person that is working in a library. Power to every nurse that we turn to in our times of need. Power to the unions and the miners that should punish. Power to those that drive the buses and those that collect the rubbish. Power to the youth desiring the truth. Power to every rapper that is dying for a fire in the booth. For those that lost limbs to King Leopold's quota and those risking their lives for the P&O to Dover. Power to union leaders murdered by power to victims of this globalized Cosa Nostra. Power to those dying on the shores and the borders. Power to human beings that were rendered fauna and flora. Power to those that cleaned up after the stage show and carnival goers still haunted by Kelso Cole Crane's ghost. Power to his picture taunts us ever after, so many questions never answered. Remember the last words of عبد المحسن السعدون الأمة تنتظر الخدمة الإنجليز لا يوافقون. Power to El Jawahiri and his rebellions. They killed his brother Ja'far and he cursed the rotten Thamesians. Enlightened despots pursuing tactics Machiavellian. Chinese steel preceded Europe a millennium. Think about it. Printed press half a millennium. Never get close. Power to Ken Loach and every volunteer in Lesbos. Cuban doctors sent to Sri Lanka for the tsunami. Power to those that cleaned up after the Bullingdon parties. Kids knowing Apple products before they know what an apple is. Forgotten like passengers on the USS Indianapolis. Dying days before they could see what little boys damaged it on the precipice of fascism. Our passiveness is cancerous. Power to those still strong enough to dream. Power to those that chose not to be a cog in the machine. Power to those that love first and hate never. Power to those that sleep on the streets through grey weather. Power to Aziz Ali and Bone Thugs and Harmony. Power to Norman Baker, David Kelly's owner artery. Power to the genocided population of Tasmania. The internet descends to Trump-tastic fantasia. Let them try quote this. You'll never find a better diagnosis than collective psychosis. It's getting quite hopeless, but hope is all we have. Trying to cultivate the positive, not focus on the bad. But the globe's under attack. The obnoxious rage of a fake intellectual. Amazing grace in the age of the spectacle. Not the first time they found a race is selectable to raise to the pedestal and desecrate the place that translated the decimal. I don't want to tempt fate. Power to corpse washers like Salvador Allende. Power to language learners from Bernie Sanders fans to flag burners. One man's inertia is another man's purpose. In the utopia of song we are victorious, but the bittersweet reality's not this glorious. Power to Coltrane watching Malcolm X. Power to Paul Robeson under house arrest. Power to Galileo under house arrest. Power to Ibn Haytham under house arrest. Forgive me if I sound obsessed. Forgive me if I sound depressed. Believe me, that's not how it's meant. They probably think I couldn't come back and kill the alphabet.
On that, if you've heard Lowkey stuff before, you've probably heard Terrorist Part 1 and 2. In the hook of Terrorist 1, where he says, I'm all about peace and love. You couldn't dispute it back then, but now it's mortally undisputable. This whole section was just love. It was all just love. It was all just peace and love from the bottom to the top, from Bernie Sanders fan to the flag burners. He said, you know, it's all just about love. There's not a single doubt in probably anyone's mind that Lowkey could still fucking assassinate the alphabet.
We're down
Not
to the
a
last
single doubt.
50 before Orientalism.
Another slow one. Alright, it's almost 4 parts, it's 3 parts.
Let's do it. El-Khwarizmi estimated the circumference of the globe at a time when Europe thought the earth was flat and couldn't tell the time of day. The astrolabe paved the way for the clock. Now I'm about to turn it back. Was the Qanun of Ibn Sina perceived as backwards when Oxford scholars deemed bathing a heathen practice? History from Aristotle to Al-Kindi as we gather innovations of Ibn Haytham to Da Vinci and the camera. Asked Roger Bacon, Galileo, and Adelaide of Bath, Ibn Charter before Copernicus. Century and a half, House of Wisdom books weight in gold. Answers to conundrums. Cheng Ho sailed the sea before the Gama and Columbus. You are not who they say you are. You're blessed with a choice. Here since the 700s, look at King Offa's coins. You can do whatever it is that you want to do. There's a crater named after El Ma'mun on the moon. Civilizations build on each other, not each to their own. My question, if people are equal like the teeth of a comb. Word Jahith, Mansa Musa, Malik Najashi, Abid. I didn't think so, but it seems Sha'bi Nasi what I need. Check yourself, check Raphael's depiction of Ibn Rushd. Think twice, study history, give it a different look. Curriculums literally littered with pitfalls of ridicule. Fatima al-Fahri founded one of the oldest still existing schools. It's deeper than some rhymes I'm providing for the listener. No surprise for a spitter, the word cipher came from Sifr. Is the next
I'm struggling to come up with comments here, man. I'm just riveted, man.
Able to swim to safety, it could be Steve Jobs is starving under Hisar. It would be Zor Hadid just died in the Infajar. Through your blood flows Gilgamesh and Abu Nawas. Your future's bigger than the pain of your present and your past. We strive to be free, for none struggled for independence. He wasn't alive to see the countrification, alienation, souls left so scarred. إدارة التوحش, decapitations on postcards. The occupier left behind all forms of stigma. Insidious settlement of the mind is more malignant. From the ashes of war, no phoenix that human is lost. We learned إدارة التوحش from Masu and Lacoste. They learnt resistance from Mahib Khurshid, and Layla Khalid learned about Jamal from Bouazza Boubasha and Buharid. If Abdul Qadir was reburied in Al Jazair, that's the proof return will come for diaspora of the Nakba, not the first or the last to break free from the guillotine. Yesterday Al Jazair, tomorrow Palestine, not the first or the last to break free from the guillotine. Yesterday Al Jazair, tomorrow Palestine. My love letter to the past. This is my love letter to the future. This is my love letter from the heart. Cause you don't know how beautiful you are. This is my love letter to the past. This is my love letter to the future. This is my love letter from the heart. Cause you don't know how beautiful you are. 200 bars.
Alright, as much as I loved that whole thing, this is going to be a just me thing, but that whole love letter thing was, I don't know, I found it quite cheesy, but that didn't take away from the realness, the skill, from the intent, and from the love that was spread across this whole track. Alright, so I can take these off now. I've seen a lot of talk about Lowkey, and I've been speaking to a few friends about him on the set as well. Based around the fact that he said, I can't remember the exact wording of it, but that people might not think he can still assassinate the alphabet. If you don't understand that reference, please go on YouTube, Lowkey alphabet assassin, and you'll know exactly how capable Lowkey actually is. He's one of these real ones where he comes in with realness, he comes in with bars as well. I wouldn't hesitate for a second putting him up there with, you know, the best lyricists out there. Never mind the fact that he's from UK and the fact he's got a British accent and the fact that the majority of hip-hop listeners are in America. It's just a numbers game. There's more people in America than there is in all the UK. It's just a numbers game. Therefore, there's going to be more listeners in America. And the fact that he's coming in with this real message after being suppressed by our own government still comes back with the same level of realness, with the same intent, the same emotion, the same power, the same strength, the same absolutely undisputable levels of lyricism. It absolutely just pays homage to how much he actually believes in his message and how much he actually literally just wants to spread love, spread great music, and just educate. A lot of things he said in this whole track, especially that last section, reference history, all different eras of history, all these names in history, spreading across all different countries. Spoke a fair bit of what I'm assuming is Arabic there as well. Capturing all this history in such a short amount of time, it just encourages one to go and actually read up on what he's talking about. I do the same with Akala as well. Akala talks about history a lot, and it's great because for me especially, I'm going to ramble here a little bit, for me especially, I do quite like to read. Recently I have been trying to read up on a lot of history. My struggle is, you know, where do you start? For example, if you go to a library or if you go on Goodreads or wherever you want to go for your books, Amazon, whatever, and you look at the history section, it's an absolute fucking library and it's an absolute collection. So my struggle was, where do you start? I want to know more, but where do you start? So for me, a great place to start is music. And what I mean by that is all these references that Lowkey, Akala, all these guys that are referencing all these different points and all these different moments in history. That's a great place to start. If something he said interests you, like maybe he mentioned a certain name in history, or maybe he mentioned a certain point or a certain moment or something that happened in history. It could be anything. And you think, that's interesting, I want to learn more. That's a good starting point for me. So I would then go and find out what he's talking about and then find books that correlate with that. And then go and buy them, go and download them or whatever and start there. So that's like, realness always encourages realness. And a great point for that is history. That incredibly long tangent could be summed up with realness encourages realness. Hear something, want to learn more about it, go and learn more about it. So that was the 20th one of these. That was Lowkey, 200 bars of power. I know I didn't make as many points as I normally do with videos such as this, but that's not to say I didn't ramble as I always do. I mean, it's been a while since I made one of these, so I want to ease myself back into it and start getting my mind back in that frame where I can pick things up. So I appreciate you watching. If you just watch this one, if you watch all my other videos, I don't care. I appreciate you watching any of them. Thanks very much for spending your time here and have a nice day. Like fucking headphones. Not done this in a while, I'm fucking all sorts of shit up. Forgot headphones.